Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and today I'm here with my top 10 favourite albums, at least as of right now. This could be subject to change, but yeah, just browsing through my collection, I came away with 10 of my favourite albums and I thought I would make this video. Being fairly new to the VC, I thought this was a pretty good video to make early on, so not only does it give you guys an idea of the sort of albums that I like, it's going to be a pretty good reference point for me, because in 6 months to a year's time, as my collection grows more and more and I discover more albums and bands, my list could be completely different. So yeah, this is subject to change like all of these sort of lists, but just wanted to upload this video, so hopefully you guys get a little bit of a better idea on the stuff that I really like. So I'm going to start at number 10 and work my way down to number 1. So let's get started. So sitting at number 10 goes to Bon Jovi, and this is the Greatest Hits album. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of compilation albums, but I really like them. Now this would have been higher on my list. Bon Jovi is absolutely amazing, but I'm relatively new to really getting into the band, so that is why that is why the band sits fairly low on the list. But definitely top 10 material, and yeah, I cannot wait to expand my Bon Jovi library and actually pick up some of the studio albums. So amazing stuff. I don't really need to talk too much about this band. Fantastic band. So that is Bon Jovi, Greatest Hits at number 10. Number 9 goes to Megadeth, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Hands down my favourite Megadeth album. To me, this is pretty much close to a perfect heavy metal album. Really heavy and hard. Pretty much perfect from start to finish, really. There's not really a bad track within this album. So yeah, Peace Sells, everyone knows it. That sits at number 9. Number 8, had to include some good old Ozzy Osbourne, one of my favourite artists, hands down. Been a pretty big Ozzy fan for quite a while now, and I actually own all his albums, one of the few bands / artists that I actually own the entire discography for, and for the most part, really like pretty much most of the stuff that he's put out. No More Tears is hands down my favourite album from him though. So many great songs on this one. No More Tears is great, Desire is fantastic, and Hellraiser is awesome. So yeah, No More Tears sits at number 8. Number 7, we have an album that's everyone is well familiar with, especially now that the 30th anniversary releases have just come out. And of course it is Def Leppard with Hysteria. I'm also a big fan of Pyromania. Other than that, I wouldn't really classify myself as a massive Def Leppard fan. Hysteria is hands down my favourite album from them. To me, this is just the perfect 80s nostalgic trip. If I'm wanting to take a trip back to the 80s, this is the album that I put on. Absolutely fantastic tracks. Woman is a really good opener. Rocket's fantastic, and then of course the good old Pour Some Sugar on Me is just absolutely amazing. So I definitely had to include Hysteria on the list, and that one sits at number 7. Number 6, we have Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, and this is another album like Megadeth, Peace Sells that's pretty much the perfect album in my opinion. Absolutely love it. This one needs no introduction. Now when it comes to me and Meatloaf, I'm not really a fan of any other albums really. I kind of feel that this is sort of a one album wonder really from Meatloaf. No offense to fans out there, that's just my opinion. This is just absolutely amazing, and there's really no other Meatloaf album that could ever really top this. So that is Bat Out of Hell at number 6. Alright, moving on to my top 5. So sitting at number 5, another album that really needs no introduction, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. This is just absolutely amazing. Welcome to the Jungle is an absolute classic. Paradise City is another one of my all-time favourite Guns songs. Yeah, just an overall really solid album, so sits at number 5 for me. Sitting at number 4 goes to Fleetwood Mac Greatest Hits. Now when it comes to a Greatest Hits album, this one is just absolutely phenomenal. This is probably my favourite Greatest Hits album that I own. There's honestly not a bad song on this. I've been a Fleetwood Mac fan ever since I was a young child. My mother actually got me into the band, and just absolutely fantastic. Fairly different to most of the other albums that I'm showing on the list, but yeah, Fleetwood Mac is great. So that's that one at number 4. Number 3 goes to the debut album for Black Sabbath. Another band that really needs no introduction. This was pretty much the band that really got me into hard rock classic metal. Black Sabbath is absolutely amazing. This isn't my actual favourite Black Sabbath album. That would go to Paranoid. However, for some bizarre reason, I don't own a physical copy of that. So I've shown my other favourite album from them, which actually came out the same year, and that is the debut album Black Sabbath. Just absolutely amazing, very moody, just classic stuff right here. So that one sits at number 3. Number 2 is probably going to have a few of you metalheads sighing, and that is the Beatles. I could have pretty much chosen any of their albums, because on any given day, any of their albums, depending on the mood I'm in, could easily be my favourite. But I've gone with number 1, which is a compilation disc, and this is pretty much my go-to album when it comes to the Beatles. If I'm just wanting to experience their sort of vast and varied discography, I will put this disc on. What's to say about the Beatles? In my opinion, they're the best band ever. They're my favourite band. I find them extremely consistent over the period that they release stuff, and yeah, they're just absolutely fantastic. I know the band gets a lot of hate. I know for a fact that quite a few of you watching are not big Beatles fans. Yes, I've read some of you guys' comments in various videos where you've mentioned that you're not a big fan of the Beatles. I am. I think they are absolutely fantastic, so not much more needs to be said about that. So the Beatles, number 1, sits at number 2. Okay, so what could it be? What could be my favourite album of all time? Well, that goes to Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. In my opinion, best heavy metal album ever created. I absolutely love it. Iron Maiden, as I've mentioned before, is the band that really got me into heavy metal. I just absolutely love it. And again, like the Beatles, on any given day I could have probably chosen another album, again depending on my mood, but Peace of Mind pretty much nudges everything else out slightly. Favourite Iron Maiden album, and as I said, just my favourite metal album in general. Just absolutely amazing. It has a lot of my favourite Maiden songs on this album. The Trooper, which is my all-time favourite Maiden track. There's a lot of other good ones, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, Die With Your Boots On. Just an absolutely incredible masterpiece of an album. So Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind sits at number 1. Alrighty, so there you go guys. That is just a quick rundown of my top 10 favourite albums, at least as of right now. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, in 6 months to a year's time my list could change. Sort of my top 5 or at least top 3 are pretty much cemented in place, so I really can't see that changing. But who knows, my list may change and I may end up doing another one in 6 months to a year's time when I experience more albums and my collection grows. But as of right now, that is the 10 that I've come up with. So let me know what you think of them. I'm sure there's going to be some varied opinions out there, which is fine. We all like different albums and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoyed making this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing what my 10 favourite albums are. So yeah, let me know what you think of these selection picks in the comments section below. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.